to my channel. My name is Laura and I am doing my favorite books of 2016. I have 11 to share. I couldn't narrow it down to 10, so I have 11 to share. I have some physical books and I have some that I took it out from the library, so I'm going to be using my journal again. This is my journal. I wrote in here all the books that I've read from January to December. And I had 10 books, but I just read one recently that really needs to be on here, so that's why I have 11 books. So I'm going to start from January and go through, and the tabs are on the top is where my favorite books are posted. So I'm going to start with the first book. Let's see if I go to the first thing. Okay, the first book, I have a physical copy because after I read the book from the library, I wound up buying a copy of it. Okay, this book is on my 2016 Friends and Family recommended me to read it. It is an old book. I think everybody's read it except for me until this year. And I didn't think I was going to like it. It is historical fiction. Yeah, I was really hesitant to read it, but I loved it. And the book that I'm going to show you is The Help by Catherine Stockett. This is a book about race, and I really liked it. It takes place in the 1960s. I really liked it. I read the book, and then I watched the movie. The movie was pretty good as well, and I was really surprised that I liked it so much. It was kind of funny too. So yeah, I really liked it. So that's the first book. Okay, so the second book, I don't have a physical copy. I have this on my Kindle. I got this from the author. She contacted me, and I really enjoyed her book. And it is Cracks in the Sidewalk by Lee Crosby. And I will show you a picture of it, and it looks like this. And I really enjoyed this one. It's based on a true story. It takes place in New Jersey, and it had a lot of emotions, a lot of sympathy. I had hatred while reading this. I had hope. I had sadness. I went through so many emotions while reading this book. I even cried. The story is told by the grandmother, and her daughter dies. This is the beginning, and the husband of the daughter takes her kids away. So I was like really emotional, involved in this book, and it was good. Yeah, lots of emotions. So yeah, definitely read that author. So okay, so the next book I have on my list is a YA historical fiction, and I have a copy of the book because I pre-ordered this one, and it is this one, Salt to the Sea by Ruta Septis. She really writes really exceptionally. I really like her writing style. She grabs you and you're involved in the story. There's a couple of POVs in here, and I really liked it. This is a book about the Holocaust. It's about a cruise ship that sinks, but it was amazing. Yeah, highly recommend this book. So I think this is YA. Okay, so the next book is a YA book as well, and she is a new author. I think this is her first book that she wrote, and I read it from the library, and of course I had to buy a copy after I read it. It is a memory loss book, and the book is The Things We Keep by Sally Hepworth. And yes, this is about memory loss. It was a page turner for me. It's told by 3 POVs. Anna, she's 38 years old, and she's diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and she goes into an old age home. Her parents put her in there. And then there is Eve, who is a cook, and she's the second point of view. And the third point of view is Clementine, which is Eve's daughter. And this book had me crying. It's a love story. Yeah, it was really good. So, yeah, highly recommend this one. Okay, so the next book. Okay, the next book, I can't find my book. I don't know if my kids took it. It might be on one on their shelves. It is a middle grade book. And the book that I read was The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. I do own the book. I don't know where it is. It might be on Naomi's shelf. It looks like this one. This book is written in verse. It's told by the ape is telling the story, and I really, really enjoyed it. It has friends and friendship, bravery, and hope. So yeah, I definitely recommend that book if you haven't read a middle grade book and you wanted to pick up a middle grade book, and it's written in verse. It was really good. So that's that one. Okay, so the next book I can't find as well, and I know that Naomi read it as well, so I think it's on her bookshelf. And this one is a creepy book, and I really, really liked it. It's called The Bird Box by Josh Malerman, and it looks like this one. And this one is something happens in the world where they have to blindfold themselves, and because when they look outside, something is making them kill other people. It's very dark, very page turning. Even my daughter read it, and it was really good. It was had me on the edge of the seat, and I really enjoyed it. So if you want a dark read, I recommend that one. The next book I also have on my shelf upstairs, but my husband's taking a nap, so I can't get to it. And it is a nonfiction book, and everybody told me to read this one. Nonfiction, so it's true. It's called A Child Called It, and this one is by Dave Peltzer, and this was what it looks like. Yeah, very heartbreaking story about a child that the author, which is Dave, he gets abused by his family, and yeah, very heartbreaking story. And after I read that one, I did buy the rest of his series. There's 4 books to it, yeah, as he gets older, but this takes place when he's really young, and it was brutal, and it was good. It was good. It was a 5-star read. Yeah. So the next book, okay, the next book is a new adult book, and this one is a recent one. Actually, I read this one in August, but I am still reading it. The reason is I'm reading book 3 right now, and I also bought book 4, which just came in the mail last week. So this is a new adult. You really need to like Shades of Grey type of books, because this is very graphic. I like Shades of Grey. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I found a new author called Craving by Helen Hart. Yeah, there is, this one is about a woman named Jade. She's 25 years old, and she just finished college, and she was left at the altar. I don't know if she left or he left her at the altar or whatever. Anyway, she goes to her friend's house, and she meets Talon, which is her best friend's brother, and he's 35 years old, and he is just got back from the military, and he has a past, a very secret childhood past, and there is a warning in the front of this book, so there are trigger warnings. And in the very first page, I mean, Shades of Grey doesn't even have a warning, but this one has actually a warning in the front. So just be aware of that if you want to pick this one up. It says, this book contains adult language and scenes, including flashbacks of child's physical and sexual abuse, which may cause trigger reactions. This story is meant only for adults as defined by the laws of the county when you made your purchase. Store your books and ebooks carefully where they cannot be accessed by younger readers. So I just wanted to let you know, it is a great story, but there are trigger warnings, so yeah. So that's that one. Okay, and the next book that I have, I read from the library, so I don't have a copy of the book, and I really, really enjoyed this one as well. It's called Claiming Noah by Amanda Orthlep, and it looks like this one here. And this one is told by two women. It is they were trying to have a baby, and both of them go through IVF, and I'm trying to read my things. There's lots of twists and turns in this book, and you have the question of what would you do in their situation type thing, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's that one. Okay, so the next book is a psychological thriller. I read this one as my K-read. I read The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, and this one looks like this, and I really liked it. It has lots of multiple point of views, very fast paced. There's lots of twists and turns, and I really liked it. There's sexual content in this one as well. It is an adult book. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very fast paced. So that's that one. And I think I am up to my last book, and this is the last one. And this one I added because I just read it recently. This is the first book that I actually picked up and read from cover to cover. I read it on a Saturday. I picked it up. I read it in tension because the movie is coming out, and I had no idea what this book was about. And I actually cried while reading this book. Can you guess what it is? The movie's coming out the end of this month. So, yeah. It is The Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I cried. Go into this book blindly. I had no idea what the story was about. I thought it was about monsters. It's totally not about monsters. So, yeah, it's not scary at all. I cried at the end. I think I cried in the middle, too. Yeah, I couldn't put the book down. It's like, usually my attention span is very bad. But this book I just could not put down because I wanted to know what was going to happen. So, yeah. So that's the last book. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you got something to add to your reading list. Oh, and I think I did skip one more book. I'm sorry. I did skip a book. I have one sitting here that I didn't mention, and I guess I didn't have a flag on my book, so this will be the 11th book. Sorry. The 11th book is this one. It's NY Gale by Kristen Hanna. Yeah, this is the first book I ever read by her. I really liked it. It's a historical fiction. It takes place in the Holocaust time. It's about two Catholic women who are sisters, and they are, they're Catholic, and they go through saving people through the Holocaust. So it was really amazing. I don't remember what town they were in. I don't know if it was Poland. I don't know. So I don't know if it's going to tell me on the back, but I know they are Catholic, and they are saving Jewish people. So yeah, very amazing book. I couldn't put this one down as well. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, and I will be reading more Kristen Hanna very soon. I own so many of her books. So yeah, so that's this one. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.